Hello, I'm Ken, and it is 6:15 in the morning. I'm a newbie to fountain pens. I started this hobby almost 4 months ago. I live in Taiwan, and we're lucky here in Taipei we have access to a lot of pens, but I still end up ordering most of mine from the US, from Europe, and sometimes directly from the brands. I'm an insomniac, which is why I'm awake now, but it's also why I have a lot of long nights to explore, to research, to shop online, and honestly to place orders I probably shouldn't. But this channel is really just that. Late night thoughts, late night unboxings, and late night musings about fountain pens and stationery. This week, I noticed something funny. Everyone on YouTube seems to be doing top 5 or top 10 pens of 2025. So I thought, why not do one from a different point of view? These are all pens I bought in the last 3 months. They are not all 2025 releases, and they are not recommendations. I'm in no place to give recommendations yet. They're just what caught the eye of a new kid walking into this large candy shop, where every pen seems to be limited edition, and something new shows up almost every week. I'm kind of an obsessive collector. I do it with Lego, with silver coins, with baseball cards, and now with fountain pens. One last thing about me before we start. I definitely prefer broad, juicy nibs, so that affects my choices. I think they make my writing look better than it actually is. So here are my current top 5, from someone who's still trying to figure out what the word grill even means. Number 5, it's a tie. So I was very caught up in the beginning, focused on how a pen looked like rather than how they write. Then one day I got a Monte Grappa and stub nib randomly. That's when I realized that a nib can be so important and so much fun. So here at number 5 is this Montblanc 149 with calligraphy nib. It is as juicy and tons of fun as a Montblanc can get. Like I said, I found my writing to look better with broad strokes, and I feel like there's more control. I also started to understand why people are always talking about flex, and why people in Taiwan and Japan are obsessed with the naginata nibs. The line variation is impressive, and I honestly am surprised Montblanc allowed itself to have this much fun. Just look at how juicy and expressive this nib really is. Tied at number 5, and I'm sorry to start with a tie, but I really could not decide. This king of pens Kagam made it in as a tie to the Mont Blanc for its gorgeous teal urushi, as well as how smoothly it writes. I generally find urushi overrated, but this is urushi with character. A sailor KOP, no doubt. I can't wait for it to age. You can see the depth in this teal finish even before the nib hits the paper. So number 4, speaking of juicy and broad, this one was a hard choice between my many gravitas, from the piston carbon black to the various versions of Monster. But this pen, the Kakari, a special edition between Cusado and Gravitas in machine blue, it has crazy ink capacity. It's beautiful to look at. It's a bit of a mechanical wild child. From the way it fills the ink to the way the blue ink sloshes in the huge ink display. Buying Visconti Homo sapiens can be addictive. After owning one, you just want to keep on collecting them. They write well, the texture and hand feels great, mostly. I like most of them, especially this white lava one. However, for number 3 on this list, I chose this particular carbon series that is just so much fun. Having noticed that fun is the number 1 criteria for me, I just got this Carbon Moray, though it was released first last year. Released second, sure, this Carbon Abyssus is an improvement both in texture and look. I'll make a video dedicated to comparing these two pens. But staring into the carbon swirls is mesmerizing. Watch how those metallic threads catch the light as I rotate them. Number 2, I'll never forget the first time I wrote with the Scribo 14K Flex. I was stunned. I just kept saying wow, wow, wow out loud. That started a Scribo buying spree for me. And when this particular pen arrived, the new flow tempo, I fell in love with Scribo's 18K nib. The 14 Flex was becoming too exhausting after writing for too long because I write with a very heavy hand. This flow is so much fun to hold in my hand. Its ebonite feels like wood and its 24 facet, almost too smooth to tell apart. It is currently my daily writer, and it's named the flow for a reason. Between the ebonite feel and the 18K nib, it just glides across the page. So here we have to do a special mention. I never quite understood the purpose of Remarkable because I use iPads. So when I recently bought this digital paper, I was just curious. But I am truly enjoying using it. Maybe because I had no expectations for it. I do not need it for Procreate. I don't need it to take notes. In fact, to serve any purpose at all. It is just a high-end sketch or writing pad that mimics the feel of Mont Blanc writing, with different nibs and tips. It feels luxurious with this additional cover. Sometimes at 3 a.m., I just want the tactile feel of writing without the worry of dealing with ink. And I've been doing a lot of sketching on it. Here's number 1. It should be no surprise that my number 1 is another Scribo, but this pen made me tear up. I have plenty of urushi before I understood what's the big deal about it, but this pen is just magical. From the silk pouch of kimono fabric that opens to the smooth Ladota urushi lacquered body of the Scribo Yamanaka Onsen, this East-West collab is pure magic. It might not look that special, but I'm sure it'll improve with age. But what made me tear up for the first time when I held this pen was its scent. Yes, there's a smell to the urushi that's kind of musky and reminded me of my childhood that I'll talk about in another video. We had a guest room that was decorated in tatami with a big lacquered tree trunk in the middle of it. This pen smells like that room. This one is also an 18K by the way, it's by choice. And this isn't just a pen, it's a memory. It's hard to capture a scent on camera, of course, but there's something magical, I've said it 3 times already, about this pen. That's why it's my number 1. So what do you think about my choices? I've got a lot of pens in 3 months, and there's so many other pens I wish could make it in because they're awesome too. Like the Karandianj Limon Caviar or the Lamy Emporium or the Namiki Chinken. But I think I chose wisely. Now I'm just waiting for my new Scribo Bamboo to get delivered and see it might instantly knock out this current first place. I'll let you know soon. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.